Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today I'm going to be using these ducky dice that I've used on the show once before. Let's get things started with our roll for bread. 6 tomato basil bread. I picked up this loaf of tomato basil bread at my local bakery. It smells pretty great. I'm excited to use it for a sandwich. Hopefully it's a good one. Next up, let's roll for main. 7 Hon Serrano. Hon Serrano is similar to prosciutto, but not quite the same. Hon Serrano is dry cured and comes from Spain. It's very rich and salty, often eaten as charcuterie. So we're getting fancy with this sandwich. Hopefully the rest is good because I really don't want to waste this. Next up, we got some cheese. 3 Swiss. I think Swiss was probably one of our better options to pair on this sandwich, but honestly, I'm just happy we rolled cheese at all. So far, so good. Next up, let's roll our roughage. 7 rainbow chard and 10 tomato. Chard is mild, earthy, and just a little bitter. You can use it in a lot of places where you would normally use spinach. Using the stems from this variety gives you a nice pop of color. I think this will be an interesting addition to the sandwich. I can see it pairing well with a little bit of bitterness and funk in the Swiss cheese, and the earthiness going well with the tomato basil bread. Including some of the stalks will give us a nice crunch. Should be a fine addition. And tomato here really is a no-brainer. We've already got the flavor of tomato from the tomato basil bread, though that's a little more concentrated with that sun-dried tomato type flavor. This will add some nice moisture to the sandwich and should balance some of the salt from the hamon. Next up, let's roll some wild magic. That's a 12. We have MSG.
3 spring rolls, please.
MSG!
Ow, my stomach lining.
MSG has actually gotten an unfair rap over the years. It's a great way to add salt and umami to your food, and its history of negative public perception is mostly due to marketing. All right, and last but not least, the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 11 hot honey. Hot honey is just as it sounds, honey infused with red hot chili peppers. I found it under a bridge and I can't stop eating it. Maybe I should give it away? I don't know. I don't think it's hurting the sandwich. Let's go ahead and get things closed up here. Get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's cut it in half. Let's take a look at that cross-section. Not bad, not bad. Kind of a fancy one today, and I think we dodged all the major bullets. Let's see how it holds up. Let's give it a taste. All right, we'll go with the cons first. Hamon, prosciutto, these kinds of meats end up being kind of chewy when they're on a sandwich, but flavor-wise, this thing's great. I think the Swiss is fine, but I think I would have preferred a mozzarella or provolone. But all in all, this is a pretty good sandwich. That tomato basil bread is a really nice change-up, and the hot honey is a subtle and interesting addition. Maybe you could have used another sauce in addition to that, something with a little bit of acid. But all in all, pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 9, and I'm gonna call it the Spanish Flea. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday.